It's definitely not that he was being controlled by somebody. Nope, not at all. Path of most resistance. The worried look on Lena Muriela's face suggests she bears grave tidings. Or not. Greetings and salutations, Rin. Suppose you're wondering whether or not the good Genomus has finally determined where in the world our next adventure is to take us. The good news is, he has. The bad news, however... Now, while it's not my nature to be sensationalist, sensationalism is in my job description. So please bear with me when I tell you not all is right aboard the airship Lexingale. Something about Alma has me deeply worried. I would not trust this information in the hands of my publisher, let alone some sullen gate guard. Shall we continue our conversation on the Prima Vista away from inquisitive ears? Meanwhile, the gate guard's looking at us like, what did I do? I don't understand. I didn't mean to do something wrong. I'm a good person, honest. What is wrong with Alma? The question is then, where exactly did Ramza and his fellowship journey next? To the last place. Ah, Rin. To do what we do... Rin. To what do we owe this unexpected visit? I did not plan on summoning you for another several turns of the sun. I was told something was afoot. I apologize if we have caused you any worry. I suppose one cannot allow a reporter in their midst and not expect her to report what she sees. So I did expect a tad more discussion from Miss Muriela. Alma has, as of late, been experiencing difficulties with her health. Surgeons have been called upon to discern what exactly it is that ails her. As far as they can tell, there's nothing physically wrong with my sister. The consensus is the rigors of an extended stay in a foreign land have taken their toll on her fragile heart. And by the way, yes, I've actually found out that that word is surgeon, apparently. Rin, when did you... Alma. I'm fine, brother. It is obvious you are not. You must return to your chambers and rest. Forgive me. Perhaps we shall speak again once I regain my strength. Until then, please look after my father. Alma is very attractive, I'm just gonna say. Now then, where were we? Ah yes, the matter of our next expedition. As we discovered during our most recent foray into the Ester Sands, the Damascan capital of Brabant appears to lie upon the ruins of what can only be the royal city of Lassalia, ancient capital of the lost kingdom of Ivalice. Shortly after, we stumbled across remnants of the legendary clockwork city of Gog, cleverly repurposed into a lighthouse overlooking the Ritorana cataract. remnants which now sit suspended above the fathomless chasm. Thessalia, Gog, what have they in common, you ask? I shall tell you. They both appear in my ancestors' account to the rise of Ivalice, the Durai Papers. I think I said Dural once, maybe twice, but I think it's Durai because I'm noticing that looks more like an I now. And with each new discovery, this forbidden chronicle is now proving Ivalician legend to be more fact than fairy tale. There's no denying the proof, and it's but a matter of time before scholars and historians from across the realm come to the same conclusion. But as you all are aware, my aim has never been to simply prove the existence of Ivalice. No, I shall not rest till I have revealed the truth of young Ramza's role in King Delta's ascension, and cleared my ancestor, Oren Durai, of the false accusations made against him by the church. And what are we waiting for? Should we not see the Alma first? Kugane's surgeons would have us believe she is in no immediate danger, as her illness is not one of the body, but the mind. To borrow their words, her spirit is in a state of unbalance, and merely requires time to right itself. I mean, that does sound a little concerning, just to be honest. Alma will be fine as long as she remains in bed. The last thing she needs is any further excitement, especially at the paws of these meddlesome mole bats. Though I must admit, both Mont Blanc and his brother have proven more useful than I would ever have dared to imagine. When it comes to usefulness, I am first in the field. Or was it furriest in the field? Would you like to feel my fur, Kupo? He seems as though he has had a change. And you wonder why Ramza despises us so, brother. They do all the work, and all you do is just, Kupo. Ah, but you are mistaken, Hardy. I bear neither you nor your brother any ill will. Any further ill will, that is. If anything, I owe you my thanks for your recent contributions. His thanks? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? What happened to the venom-spitting adder we all used to know and hate? Alma certainly seems pleased with the change, but forgive me for not buying into this all-too-convenient transformation. It's true. Simply showing the world that Ivalice actually existed will not validate the claims chronicled in the Durai Papers. That is correct, Father. The key lies with Ramza Belov. If we can find evidence of his hidden role in history, that will prove Uran's testimony true, safeguard our family name from ridicule. Which is why I turned the focus of my research to Delita's forgotten companion and his actions during the War of the Lions. It was only then I discovered something most intriguing, an underlying struggle with an unknown force, a force with the power to bring about calamitous ruin. Oh boy, here we go. Orsight. Twisted abominations we encountered in both Thessalia and Gog, the Lucavi. They are born of these unholy crystals. While nobles of the north and south squabbled over Ivalice's crown, Ramza silently sought to rid the world of a darker evil. Evil manifest from the deepest desires of men and women, whose minds had fallen prey to the Orsight. And with each confrontation did Ramza's fellowship grow smaller, countless companions lost to a cause that would go unwritten, yet was far more important than any clash of armies. And so did they endure until reaching their final destination, the Orbone Monastery. Oh, I know this one. The Orbone Monastery is where Prince Ivalice was raised. There's a scene about it in the Zodiac Brave story. After Delita emerged victorious in his final campaign, he married the princess to legitimize his claim to the throne of Ivalice. Ah, I see someone has been paying attention. But I don't understand. Why would Ramza's crusade against the Lucavi take him back there? According to the Jirai papers, the sinister being who engendered the Orosite was said to have slumbered beneath the monastery. But who or what would have the means to create something so powerful? Ultima, the High Seraph. Dun dun dun! A seraph? What's a seraph? Seraphs are believed by some to be servants of the gods, divine beings whose only purpose is to carry out the will of their immortal masters. As to whether or not Ultima can claim this title, however, I cannot say. Just as there were those who chose to worship Ultima and her otherworldly might, there were equally as many who feared the visitor and her deadly magics, oft referring to her as the Angel of Blood for the carnage left in her wake. Interesting. What if the spell Rin claims to have experienced in the Praetorium, coincidentally also called Ultima, was in fact an Algon interpretation of the very magics introduced to Heidelin by the High Seraph? But that would mean... what would that mean? I have spoken with several colleagues back in Charlayan regarding their opinions on the ancient incantation, and while they yet have little to show for their research, they all agree on one thing. The manner in which Ultima ethereally manifests should not be possible, at least on Heidelin. So it would naturally make sense if we discovered that the Algons learned the spell from a being not of this dimensional plane. That's exactly how they convinced the being to impart that knowledge unto them. Out of this plane? What manner of creature are we talking about here? Likely one similar to Omega. Hey! How long have you been listening from the shadows, my friend? Also, the whole deal with Omega should be over now. Long enough. I'm here to deliver the item Makoto requested. That is not Sid's voice at all. Sid, there's no need for you to deliver it personally. A Moogle would have sufficed. A Moogle? And trust that he won't tear open the package and show it to some random adventurer. No, this was far too important. If you two do not mind, the principal was about to tell us how to find the Orbone Monastery. Would that I could. You don't know? What have we been doing here? At ease, Lady Murilla. The dry papers speak of a cataract situated on the river Zerschel, several leagues southeast of Rabanastre. There supposedly lies the monastery. Zerschel is not a name you'll find on any modern Dalmascan map. Rivers, however, especially one as large as the Zerschel is established to be, are rare in a nation more than half claimed by the sand. The river we seek can only be that which bisects Gulmore on the Nongxian border. And for that invaluable information, we owe thanks to our brothers Moogle. Their travels have made them veritable authorities on Dalmascan geography. Wait, but earlier you claimed you didn't know the monastery's whereabouts. I'm confused. Its location is not what concerns me, but perhaps the Mughals themselves should explain. Why, certainly. The verdant valley of vines and vipers to where we must voyage next is home to the Viera. And therein lies our little problem. One thing the Viera do not suffer is trespassers. Not even lovable Mughals, Kupo. Our glamours kept us hidden long enough to see the jungle was teeming with ruins, much like those we've discovered in Lasalia and Gog. But the Viera trackers eventually found us and took us before their elders. We barely escaped with our palms, Kupo. Kuko? So that's why we are still here talking, instead of bound for the border. The Viera who have spurned the strict code of their tribes, abandoning their people to come and live in the cities of Dalmasca. Finding and recruiting one to our cause may provide us with insight into how to reach the Orbone Monastery ruins. Unfortunately, the nation's current turmoil has not made it easy to accomplish this task. We shall require more time. No worries. Before boarding the shuttle here, I was stopped by a bonga on the docks. He asked me if I knew of Rin Akagi and bid I deliver her a message. I told him he was welcome to accompany me to the Prima Vista so that he might deliver the message himself, but the man refused. Mikoto, I saw this device crafted to your exact specifications, but cannot guarantee that it will function as intended, seeing as I had an area subject to test it on. Of course, Master said. If any trouble is met, then most likely it is my design that is to blame. Well, confidence in my craftsmanship is flattering, but you sell yourself too short, my dear. Here's to your success. Good day. Oh, I see. That's just that. Common events everywhere. Since you are interested in the package Sid delivered, I have every intention to apprise you of its contents. First, I believe we should speak of Alma's condition. Do you not find her illness all too timely? Genomus and Ramza would like to believe that her bouts of vertigo are not but a result of a mind fatigued. But the answer is clear. It is the Orosite that plagues her. Alma recently confided in me that she would hear her father speaking with the Otius, well before even his first foray into Rabanastre. However, I do not think that is entirely true. Which is not to imply that Alma is trying to deceive us. Rather, I think she saw something that led her to believe her father was conversing with the Orosite. Moreover, I suspect it was the Orosite itself that granted her this vision. Do you recall my hypothesis on distinct frequency NRR type harmonic vibrations and their tendency to promote etheric amplification? Or when I mentioned that despite being in the principal's possession for an extended period, the Otius exhibited none of the imprinting present in the Duma. No? The Otius has never resonated with Genomus. It's always been his wife's pendant and its Orosite shard, the Virgo, that fueled his passion for Ivalice. No, the Otius is bound to Alma's deepest desires, whatever those may be. The only reason I can fathom that Alma has not fallen victim to the Orosite's grasp is that her desires are not as strong as those we have witnessed in Argus or Bergamnon. That and the ethereal interference caused by other nearby shards. I have explained all of this to Alma and recommended that she destroy the necklace. Yet not only did she refuse, she begged me to keep this revelation from her father. And so I did the only thing I could. I devised a means which I might impede, or at least lessen, the effects of the Otius. This device, while still incomplete, will amplify the NRR wavelengths emitted by the Virgo. This should work to interfere with those emitted by the Otius, thereby shielding Alma from the brunt of their effect. The city below is all abuzz with word of a Banga brigand loitering about the airship landing. Do you think it could be someone we know, Kupo? Well, I mean, Sid did mention a Bangan, right? With a word for us. Waggy! Apologies, Ren, but I needed to speak with you, and you alone. Oh, don't mind me, Kupo. I'll just be floating over here, perfect earshot. Why, you? What makes you think I won't lay you low right here, right now? Because we're here to offer you a proposition, that's what. You need information on the Kalmor jungle. I thought a man as well-traveled as you might be persuaded to provide some. Kalmor? You of all creatures should know that is VR land. What are you offering, then? Why, the opportunity to tell us what you know. Nomus believes the next adventure lies beneath the jungle canopy, Kupo. I should have expected as such. Very well, Rin. I came to ask if you would meet someone. Now it seems that someone may be able to assist Nomus as well. Seeing as you and the principal did right by us before, I do not see a reason why I cannot take both of you. Let me know when you are ready to depart for Rabanasta. We will travel in our airship. The Prima Vista would draw too much unwanted attention. Sorry, my throat. During what I assume to be the voice that these guys would have is not that easy. Honestly, though, I love voices. Like, I love characters that have those kinds of voices. I always wonder, like, how do those VAs not destroy their voice doing those voices? I definitely could not do a voice like this for more than a little while. Back to a life of brigandry in the clouds, are we? Of course not. Not that it didn't cross our minds, but when faced with the decision of what to do next, we needed simply to remember the dying words of our leader. Gijuk, Renok, and I decided to re-enlist as Dalmascan Fusiliers. And the occupying Garlands actually said yes, Kupo? Not exactly. Or now with the Resistance. You no doubt heard about the uprising in Dalmasca that followed the Doman liberalization, and how it was crushed under the iron heel of the 4th Legion. Yes? The Resistance leaders were captured, tortured, and publicly executed. Yet much to the Empire's chagrin, the gruesome display only served to further rally the survivors. Remove one head and 2 grow back in its place. Remove 2 and then there are 4. A person can die, but an ideal will live on. Now there exist several factions throughout Dalmasca. We belong to one known as Lentz. And when we told our commanding officer of our recent crossing with you and yours, she simply insisted that we introduce you. Me? I wasn't even supposed to be here, Kubo. Not you, Hairball. Her! Meet with the General and hear her proposal written. If you are not interested, we shall return you to Kugane unharmed. You have our... Curl got your tongue? Coming off dead ahead, lads. I might have accidentally switched the Renok and Bwaggi's voices there, but I don't know. I was thinking that we came to the freaking waterways to speak with this person. I had a vague recollection of that. Well, yeah, we're back in Dalmasca. This way. This way. With many malms to cover before nightfall. Are you sure? I mean, the city's right there. Yep. It's the waterways. I was thinking I remembered meeting her in the waterways. I've done as you asked. I bring you the Liberator. And here I thought she'd be taller. There she is. I knew it! Vieira! This was our introduction to the Vieira. I am Fran, proud daughter of Dalmasca and General of Lentz Tears. Also, I love that this is just their basic, like, beginner gear. And yes, Moogle, I am a Vieira. Are you surprised? Now, I don't know if it's true. I could very well be, like, mistaking this. Or, like, confusing it with something else. But I remember reading somewhere that prior to the release of Shadowbringers, her model was not actually a Vieira model. They changed it once the Vieira were in the game, but like her original model was not Vieira. Again, I could be wrong, but I recall reading that somewhere. I don't remember where I read that, and that may entirely just be completely false. Like, yes, in fact I am. Kinda all supposed to be living amongst the trees, having sudden contact with the outer world, Kupo. There's supposedly a few people who have left their homes, but I most certainly did not expect to see one here in the sewer. It's not a sewer, it's a waterway. Indeed. This Bonga claims you seek Orbone. Does he speak true? Those ruins lie deep within the Golmore jungle, place most sacred to my sisters. They would take great offense were you to defile it with your presence. What is more, Bwaggi tells me you travel with Garleans, openly aiding those who would see our nation burn. How can we place our trust in one who would do such? Nomus and his family defected long ago. They're not your enemy. A blade has tasted the blood of too many Garleans to count. And then you know the Empire and its people are one and the same. When you slay an Imperial soldier, you are not slaying an individual. You are slaying the enemy. Your companions, Liberator, are the enemy, despite their supposed change of heart. You misunderstand. Kind Genomus does not approve of the Emperor's warmongering. Want to help Dalmasca and its impoverished masses, Kupo. And what would a Moogle know about my people? Does your blood run Dalmascan red? If we could cut you open and find out. General, there is no need for threats. You are right, Boggy. Let us then parley. Parley? Parley. First, the resistance requires men and women from the Eorzean and Eastern Alliance, to join us in ridding Dalmasca of its imperial invaders. The Bosian Front! Your past deeds have made you well known to the leaders of both. They will listen to you, or if not, they will listen to these scions to which you claim allegiance. Second, the resistance requires gold. Gold to strengthen our forces from within. Your allies are in bed with the East Eldernard Trading Company, which continues its dealings with Garlemald even as you raise your sword against them, profiting from the Empire's rampant aggression. As targets of that aggression, I believe my people are entitled to a portion of those profits. Grant me those simple things, and I shall personally guide you safely to the ruins of Orbone. And what of the Lexentales? See me to victory, and I'll take the Emperor himself. Those are my conditions. What say you? I'll deliver your request to the Scions, but can promise no more. Tell them my demands, but know the fate of your expedition hangs on how well you do so. I'd say we have our work cut out for us, Kupo. Bwagi, you and the Fusiliers are to accompany the Liberator. I expect a detailed report on how my demands are received. Yes, General. Not that I expect them to be taken seriously. You are a fool to trust them, Princess. What an adventure, Kupo! Think, by tomorrow we could all be the newest members of the Dalmascan Resistance. Not that I'm ready to give up my place on Prima Vista just yet. Welcome to their jungle. Mont Blanc is eager to return to the Prima Vista and report on your findings. Hurry, hurry! If I don't tell someone of our adventure quick, I'll positively burst, Kupo. Oh boy, Orbone Monastery. This woman asks much of us. The Viera have ever been wary of outsiders. For centuries, their many tribes have remained hidden in the jungles, content with their self-imposed solitude. Each tribe has its own strict code, and will meet swift punishment to anyone who defies the laws. As such, many of Viera will spend her entire life bound to the territory of her ancestors, both unwillingly and unable to venture beyond its borders. And while the tribes are wholly independent, they've agreed to uphold a single standard: shun all contact with the outside world unless it is to protect the jungle. That said, with every generation there are those VR who long for life beyond the verdant sea of trees and abandon their tribes to start a new life in the kingdom's cities. My guess is that this Fran is one such individual. Who also happens to be the only individual we know who can guide us to the monastery, Kupo. Seems Rin's sword arm won't be enough to see us through this predicament, so need to don the right mantle of a diplomat if we're to convince the alliances and the Eastern Aldenard Trading Company to grant us aid. What could go wrong? Alright. I'll deal with it. Yes, I know you said not to call unless it was urgent, but this is urgent. Alright, not exactly, but my superiors have come to a decision on your request. Thought you might want to hear what they had to say. Oh, and let me preempt any request for immediate disclosure with a reminder that the information is much too sensitive to disclose over Link Pearl. Meet me at the Ruby Bazaar post-haste, and I shall duly apprise you of their judgment. Hancock. I forgot who that was for a second. Well then, Rin, what are we waiting for? I've read about how you united the whole of Eorzea under a single standard and convinced the Holy See to end a 1,000-year conflict. Compared to that, asking for a few soldiers and a coffer or three of kill should be a piece of Rollenberry cake. Suppose we should inform Blomgi down at Kugane Landing of our progress. He mentioned he was to keep an eye on us. Blomgi! So, we've an answer from East Aldenard already. Impressive. It would seem the Lady Fran has underestimated your influence amongst the realm's players. I assume you have no objections to me joining you then? Like, it really does kind of suck that these are all instanced areas instead of just being part of the freaking map. But it is what it is. The Ruby Bazaar! Hancock awaits us in the bazaar. Shall we, Rin? Yep. Good old Hancock. A lovely lady and a bonga? And yeah, I was expecting you would be alone, Rin. But excuse my manners. I am Hancock, representative of the East Aldenard Trading Company, assigned to oversee her assets here in Kugane. It's a pleasure to meet you. Hey, Totoro and Yugiri. And I am Yukiri. We apologize for making you come all this way. Not that it is far from the landing to... Ploggy, was it? I serve Lord Hian, rightful ruler of Donoma. I've come bearing our nation's reply to your entreaty. It I am Teteru Teru of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I'm only here seeing as no one else could be bothered. Well, that and to bear a message from the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance.
Thank you both for coming. I am Bwagi, formerly of the Dalmascan Royal Fusiliers. I now claim allegiance to Lensetiers, a resistance group seeking to accomplish what you have in Doma and Alamigo. What tidings have you brought us?
Allow me to begin then. While the East Aldernard Trading Company sympathizes with your plight, we are not in a position to grant you the funding you seek. As you are aware, the East Aldernard Trading Company prides itself in its neutrality, but be it in matters political or personal. And what of our relationship with the Eorzean Alliance? Ah, yes. What I meant to say was, here in Hingashi, the East Aldernard Trading Company prides itself in its neutrality, be it in matters political and, You must understand our position. Simply supplying coin to any one group will make it appear that we somehow favor that group over another. Seeing as we conduct business openly and fairly with everyone, doing such would be sending the wrong message, and ultimately harm profits, yes. And by selling to both sides, you maximize profits, while good men and women perish. How convenient. We are a business, milady. We do what we must to survive. That does not mean, however, we are blind to the needs of our customers or our allies, which is why we support the Eorzean Alliance and their noble efforts to safeguard their realm's freedom through a mutually beneficial arrangement. If it were my choice, I would provide you little resistance with all the funding it needs, but as my good friend Rin knows all too well, it is not my choice. Well, now that Hancock's thoroughly lowered your spirits, you won't be as crestfallen when I inform you the Eorzean Alliance will also be unable to provide any assistance.
Let me guess, you did everything in your power to try and convince the leaders of each city-state, only to watch as they politely declined our proposals, claiming an unfortunate lack of intelligence or resources.
Wait, how did you... Lord Hien sends his greetings to you and yours. Having recently found strength through a newly formed alliance with our neighboring nations, Doma is open to further welcoming like-minded organizations. This includes our Dalmascan brothers and sisters still suffering under the imperial yoke. However, word has it that the latest attempt at reclaiming your kingdom ended in failure, resulting in the loss of countless lives, including many of the Resistance's leaders.
You are not mistaken. Our army is not what it once was. Those remaining have been forced to take refuge beneath the streets of Rabanastre.
The 4th Legion has already defeated you once. Lacking unity and leadership, the current resistance will not survive another tilt against the Empire's disciplined ranks. If Doma is to join hands with Dalmasca as an ally, you must first prove to us that you will stand as one.
Doma as a full-fledged ally would serve far better to strengthen our cause than a few temporary soldiers.
Yet, even if we were able to wrest Dalmasca from the Empire's grasp, without unity amongst your people, resulting chaos could prove even more perilous to the kingdom.
You understand much of our situation. And based on that understanding, you would refuse your aid to Lent's Tears, am I correct?
Do not mistake me. Lord Hien's refusal is but a message. A message to help you plan your next step.
You have a wise master. He understands that without proper planning, driving one enemy from your midst simply creates room for the next. Lady Fran will no doubt be pleased to hear that your response was exactly what she expected.
You knew this whole time that your demands would be rejected, yet still you let this farce play out?
You have my apologies, but this was all necessary to prove an important point to our leader. Lady Fran needed to show the princess just exactly what she was getting herself into. And your honesty today will serve us better than any hollow promise. Thank you.
Wait, what about the Gilmore Jungle? Can you believe this? We're right back to where we started. Principal Genomus will not be pleased. But are we right back where we started? Return to the Prima Vista. Which was the market. Might as well hit up my summoning bells real fast. Because I should... Well, I am able to do them now. Just gotta click a couple quick buttons, you know? Level 70 is the highest I can do at the moment. Since, you know, the two classes that I have the retainers on are only level 70. Maybe there's a level 71? I don't know. I might have to look again. But yay, now I have some Algon silver pieces to give to the Dolmen place. It's as you say. If it is as you say, it is most unfortunate. But I suppose we did everything in our power. And that is all one could ask. I still do not understand. How would Lady Fran send Rin on this wild Paisa chase if she knew from the start it would be for naught? Boggy mentioned something about Fran proving a point to their leader, whomever that may be. People in positions of power can prove both naive and stubborn creatures. Simply telling a leader she is wrong may not convince her of the fact. Seeing one's own plan fail, however, is of the best medicine. Is off to the best medicine. Naive and stubborn, and the resistance is doomed. If a person is as imposing as Fran is taking orders from her, and chances are this leader is even worse, Kupo. I would not be so certain, Mont Blanc. My guess is that the individual in question is still quite young and inexperienced, and Lady Fran is trying to teach her to be an effective leader through example. By allowing her to make her own mistakes, Fran is granting her the ability to learn and grow from them. An experience that will ultimately benefit her when the time comes to make some truly difficult decisions. Now, I seem to recall reading that one of the many faces of the Resistance, before the recent quelling, was a young lady of royal blood. Do you suppose? You may cease with your baseless presumptions, defector. Hello, Fran.
The door was open.
And you would be... I would be here on orders from the leader of Lent's Tears. Against my better judgment, mind you. Greetings, Lady Fran, I presume. I'm Genomus Lexentail, principal of the Majestic Theater Company. You and your colleagues are most welcome on the Prima Vista. What is it your leader would have of us? While you failed in meeting even a single of our demands, she recognizes that you were sincere in your attempts to see them fulfilled, and for that effort you are to be compensated. That is most generous. And look, a map. The ruins which you seek are hidden behind a waterfall here, a point roughly equidistant from the river's source and its delta. You have our thanks, Lady Fran. Will not forget this kindness. Father, I shall plot a course immediately. Ramza, what is going on here? Alma, you should be in bed. I've slept enough, brother. Tell me, who are our guests?
It appears you once again prepare a leap in the dangerous maw. Keep your wits about you, Rin. Lady Fran is strong, but then again, so is Begomnan. If you'll excuse me.
Are you mad? Trip to the surface in your condition. Listen to me, brother. The High Seraph beckons. She speaks to me through the Otius. The what? There's no need to worry. Ricardo and I have already devised a plan. I can help clear our family name.
Charlene has no say in this. I am your father, and I insist you remain here on the airship. What would your mother say if I allowed aught to befall you?
Mother? That is what this is all about, isn't it? What it has always been about. Care not about Ivalice or the Aura name. No, you only seek to use the Aura site to bring Mother back. Oh? But you haven't been able to do that. You still do not understand how exactly it is that the shards translate one's desire into reality. That is where I can help. I can ask the High Seraph. It is she who created the Aura site. Ultima has bid me to come to her place of imprisonment. If we free her, she will reveal unto us the secrets of her creations. Do you hear what you are saying, Alma? Even if there was the slightest chance of bringing Mother back, we cannot risk your life in doing so. My brother is right. We have sacrificed too much already. I cannot bear the thought of losing you. Either of you. It is too late. Well. Oh, snap. I am so lonely, Father. Why must you love Ramza more than you do me? Do not be cozened by your daughter's words, for they are not her own. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, me? Rums? Alma? No, no! God's forfend. I told you, no one can control the power within those shards. No one. Finn, here, take this. Might be the only thing that can save Alma, but we must hurry to the monastery. Come, we leave for the Gulmore jungle. Now! Of course. Oh, goody. Have I your permission to depart, Rin? Every moment we tarry here, my sister, she... Of course, Ramza. And hold on. Set engines to full speed. I mean, they gotta build up to full speed, of course, but, you know. It is really funny that it goes really slowly, though. Welcome to the land of my people. It would be a poor lie if I said I did not miss it some. It's a jungle. Alma! Ramza, help me. Alma! Got her. Be gone! Ooh! The OTS just went bye-bye! Alma! Ramza! Blood of the Invokers, fulfill the ancient covenant and grant unto me the vessel promised. What? What just... Boggy to me. The girl is not well. Might I suggest we continue this back at the Prima Vista, Kupo? Oh. It's Ramza! Have you the courage to face true evil? Gone. What are you confident? Ship it this way, Kupo.
Oh, snap! Now Ramza is gone. Oh, dearest Tia, what have I done? What have I done? The city of lost angels. Xenobus is crestfallen at the thought he might never see his son again. See if there's aught you can do to put his mind at ease. We need to do something. What recourse is left to us? The only means we had of protecting ourselves could not even prevent my son from... I'm sorry, Genomus. My design was flawed. Not necessarily, Charlene. You all saw how it succeeded in drawing Alma back from the rift and shattering the Otius. The loss of the boy is not yours to bear. Our focus here should not be on our failures, but what we have learned from Our focus here should not be on our failures, but what we have learned from them. The being beyond the rift spoke before claiming Ramza, referred to you as the blood of its invokers. Could it be your ancestors are responsible for Ultima's summoning? Most certainly not. I've discovered no such inference anywhere in the dry papers. Besides, tales of the High Seraph existed far before even the earliest Ivalice legends. And who exactly did summon Ultima? And why does she think them your kin? Look! I have a bad feeling about this, Kupo! Ah, yes. Great time to go looking into memories. Ramza, dead! You lie about as well as you carry yourself in battle, Orin. I did not say he was dead, my Lord Delita. Merely that he had abandoned his mortal vessel, entrusting his ethereal soul to the Orosite. It's dry. But why would he do such a thing? Peace has finally come to Ivalice. There's naught to be had from further sacrifice. The kingdom is won, and his victory is as much his as it is mine. He risked life and limb to shield me from the dark that would have seen me perish. Without him, I would not be standing before you. It is my duty as both king and colleague to see him saved. Knights, to me! We ride for Orbone! My lord, wait! Ajor Glabados, first of the Zodiac Braves, was not the hero the Church would have you believe. He betrayed Mother Heidelin for the promise of coin and power, summoning forth a terrible evil from the depths of the celestial abyss. It was believed only one of the land's chosen. Only a warrior of light may stand against this threat. Yet while victorious in battle, Ramza was unable to see the darkness vanquished. Failure was all that awaited our warrior of light. And what chance do you presume any other might stand? Are you saying I should do nothing, then? No, my Lord Ramza. No, my Lord Ramza is.
My brother's final wish before he surrendered to the ether was that his name be struck from the annals of history. It's Alma!
Alma, you're unhurt. But I was led to believe none but Orin returned from Morbone. What is this you speak of your brother's wishes?
When it became apparent we were powerless to truly defeat the High Seraph, we chose the only path left to us, to do what Heidelin herself did countless centuries past, imprison Ultima. As you are aware, my lord, a prison is only as strong as the seal on its gates. Ramza sacrificed his body to ensure that the Angel of Blood would never again walk the land. I believe that if people knew of this sacrifice, it would only inspire them to seek out the holy stones and repeat the mistakes of those who came before. If you truly avouch yourself his friend, then you will honor this, his final plea. Avouch? Never seen or heard that word before, other than here. Avouch. Affirm or ascertain. Yes, it is avouch. Cool.
No, Ramza should not be forgotten. Should be raised up as a hero for his deeds and claim his rightful place at my side. Only he might be my knight gallant.
He is gone, my lord. Before Ramza was your friend, before he was my brother, he was a warrior of light. He did what he did for Heidelin, and for those who would one day, too, heed the crystal's call. Claim the throne, my friend. Become ruler of Ivalice and restore peace to this war-torn realm once and for all.
Wait, Ramza, don't leave me, please. I beg of you.
You will make a fine and just king, Delita, so you do not stray from that path.
Ramza.
Yeah, this story hits way different the second time around. At least, you know, my second time around. Like, good grief. The stones in these two necklaces. You are certain they will guide the heroes of a new era to Ramza. 'Tis what Ramza wished, my lord. Orin, I do not believe I can bear another farewell this day. Will you not reconsider my offer to remain as a member of my court? 'Tis but a matter of time before the Cardinal and his Temple Knights grow wise to my past. I would not have my presence here implicate you as well. So it may not necessarily have been the Durai papers themselves. Ramza beseeched me to strike his name from history. But like you, my lord, I could not bear the thought of future generations blind to the truth. As such, I penned this chronicle of the hero's journeys. I fear the world, however, is not yet ready for the gospel contained within these pages, nor would the church ever allow its circulation. In fact, I believe they will confiscate every existing copy and lock them away in their library. And what better way for the words to remain forever preserved than in one of the most highly guarded vaults in all the realm? Then, one day, when the church has fallen out of favor, the chronicle will be discovered, and truth shall prevail. You must admit your plan is intriguing, Orin. But once the church learns it was you who penned the chronicle, your life... Alma and Orin here got together in the end. Rin! 'Twas the echo, wasn't it? The removal of Ramza's name from the history books, the Durai papers, the pendants. It was all set in motion by Orin himself. And if the Liberator's visions are to be taken as fact, it also appears we know what the High Seraph meant by blood of my invoker. She was not speaking of ancestors in the sense of actual kin, but the line of those chosen by Heidelin to serve her as warriors of light. But then why abduct Ramza, or even Alma? Unless there's something you haven't been telling us. She was using us to lure Rin. It is her vessel the High Seraph desires. Matron's tear, Alma. How long have you been awake? I've been a fool. I told our leader that it did not matter if our request for aid was refused, for I had an alternative ploy. General. It's all right, Boggy. My intention was to claim one of these Orosites in the name of the Resistance, and use its power to lay waste to the Garlean occupants. Only now do I realize how flawed my ambitions were. You mean this whole time you were playing us for fools? Why didn't we see it earlier? Never trust a woman with ears longer than mine, I always say. You've every right to be angry, and I apologize for misleading you. But believe me, I no longer have any desire to deceive you and yours. I shall see you to the Orbone Monastery, and ask naught in return, but that you let me join you in your rescue of Ramza. Do not misunderstand me. I do not do this for any one of you. I do it for my people in both Gulmore and Rubinaster, people who may die if this High Seraph is allowed to return to power. It's true. If Ultima comes back, we all screwed. Orbone Monastery, now accessible. So now, do we think we'll actually get into this one? Wait time is 26 minutes. Well, I guess we'll find out, because, you know, I didn't expect to get into that last one either, and then it popped after just a couple minutes, so. I mean, I think I'm just going to do what I did last time. I'm going to go ahead and pause it here, and if we get into it still tonight, then we get into it still tonight. If we don't, you won't have any clue, because it won't matter, because there'll just be an instant transition to whatever time it takes to get into it, you know? So, that's supposed to be Ultima Weapon, maybe? I could see that. Planning to tell the story of me, maybe? So they're building, like, sets for the stuff. Oh yeah, this is a thing, by the way. If you want to, like, read about some of the stuff, you can come here. Nomus, the Wandering Dramaturg, Mikoto. A little bit of extra, like, story and lore. That's the one thing I miss from old game theory. But it's alright. Well, I'll keep watch and see what happens, you know? If we get in, then it'll snap directly to same day. If we don't get in, it'll snap to whatever freaking day it is that we finally get into this. So, now I wonder why the freaking royal city of Rabanastre was so hard to get into. This is same day. Like 2 minutes later. I'm not kidding. Freaking royal city, impossible to get into. Everything else, within freaking 5 minutes. 3 days it took me of queuing. And then I would drop after like an hour and a half. Freaking no wonder I never see Royal City of Rabanastre in the freaking Alliance Roulette. Ruins of the monastery lie ahead. Do not think the path will be easy. The ether here feels corrupted, Kubo. Poppies. Sisters would not allow this unless... Well, you shouldn't go barging in there alone, Kubo. You know what's interesting? I thought that line was Ramza saying that. This entire time. Until literally, you know, this run. I swear that has been a line from Ramza saying my sister would not allow this. Not Fran saying the Vieira would not allow this. Now things make a little more sense. Impressive. Perhaps you are deserving your accolades. But do you have an answer for this mist or the ether? This all feels familiar, like back in Readerana. Wow. The context is so weird, dude. Only the name of these ruins lives on with my people. We have no knowledge of their past, nor do we wish it. Trespass into the monastery is avoided except when necessary. Imagine what it's like to be swallowed by a morball, Kupo. Ahead, I see someone. No, something. A trace of ethereal residue here. It's likely from Aurosite, Kupo.
My name is Mustadio Bonanza, and all paths lead through me.
Strange that that line isn't voiced, considering every other line from these guys are voiced. You know? Like, see? Right handgun. Left handgun. I gotta say though, once freaking I get a chance to play Ivalice Chronicles, I will be so ecstatic. Like, I'll finally understand these characters. Oh. Rude. Alright. I'm running away. I had gone to the right place. Not my fault the tank pulled it to a different area. Like the whole... Which is really weird. I get that the debuff is that, like, the whole side is unseen. Like, you didn't scan my weakness on that side. But the line prior is that he sees the gap in your defense. And then you have to point the gap at him. Like, huh? Oh. Ah, yes. Why did Sea Healer... One of the Sea Healers released? Probably on accident. I rarely miss. Oops. I'm not even paying attention. Let me go ahead and get a little second wind going because we've got just the one healer. All with a little blood bath. Not much, but it's better than nothing. Oh wait, you know what? No, I was right! I was thinking this square was the safe one. I'm going, if I'm recalling this mechanic correctly, this is the safe square. But everybody's running to that other one. Like, this is the safe square here, right? No, it's not. I see it now. So I was right last time. I was wrong this time. That's fine. Walk on! Oh, and analysis time. Over there. It seeks a gap in your defenses. Like I said, why do we point the gap at him? He seeks a gap in our defenses. And so we point the gap. Left hand gun. Right hand gun. He almost always does right hand gun after left hand gun. There's only a couple points in his rotation where he does it. Or vice versa, where like he'll do left hand gun, but then right hand gun after, you know? The last time I was here, the only thing holding watch over these stones was a deafening silence. Could it be that guardian rose from its slumber upon sensing your master's aura sight? The ether here is different. Is this joy I feel, Kupo? When the Empire marched upon Rabanastre, many who lived in the desert fled east to the sanctuary of the jungle. Some who were not turned back by my sisters are said to have taken refuge here. This wine looks good enough to drink. Do you think we should? No? Alright, Kupo. Another Lucavi? Appears to be a knight, but how? There's much pain in the ether here. Great loss, Kupo. Underslash. Shield time. You. Don't move. Don't move. Don't even rotate. Because that counts as movement. Sword time. You'd be surprised how many people don't have the duty action bound to like a button. And I don't quite get that. Like, there is a way to like put it on the hotbar, but at the same time, like, they don't even have that. And I'm just like, why? Again, you absolutely want the freaking duty button to be bound to something. At least put it on your hotbar. I have it set to Q, and then when raids do the second one, I have the second one bound to E. Which, of course, I get somebody's gonna be like, why do you use Q and E for those? Because freaking my bar is 1 through 0. Anything else and I would not be able to use the bars. I've thought about using the controller, but it just, I would not be able to handle anything other than 1 through 0. And that's not like you know, like I have tried, you know, so like I know that I can't because I've actually tried it. That's what the shield is for. See? It's like heavenly judgment. But instead the English is gaze deeply into the light. Like, why? Oh crap, I'm the target of divine ruination. Usually I just dodge out of the way of that, but I couldn't because I was the target. Also, oh my gosh, I'm not hitting my freaking... It's been so long since I properly have played Reaper. Level 100 Reaper is just a nightmare. So like, I'm forgetting to hit half of my freaking skills here. Whoops. Just kill her. Don't worry about people. We get 5%. We're good. Aww. Let me guess. Someone from the derived papers, Kupo? Was the knight most noble, and her sacrifice will not be forgotten. The sisters will want to know much of her tale, I believe. Arcane circle is somehow connected to the Auracite. I can feel it. Path ends here, but for that arcane circle, I believe it's some sort of gate? Something here feels different than the monastery above. Otherworldly. Go on, let me guess, this place is fairly old, Kupo. Do not feel it. Evil lurks here, one far beyond our ken. Might you recall earlier what I said about the ether felt corrupted? Oh, it's really corrupted here, Kupo. No Hyonto. Oh my gosh, nothing but no Hyonto cast over and over again. Got it. Got it. That one can actually be the hardest one because everybody's going for everything. Yeah, there's so many. Like, yes, you only need 2 people, but once when I was very young, I heard the elders speak of a dark city, where the horrors that haunt our nightmares dwell. Necrohall, they call it. Necrohall of Milan.
Ivalice. Heidelin no shitoi.
Over here.
Waga na wa Shidolfas Ulurand. Oaite itasu.
Please go to A and 1, B and 2, C and 3. That's not true, but it's fine.
真の折れて乱れるここ。されど人、かくも小さなものなり。乱命喝殺だ。大気満たす力。我が腕をして先行とならん。無双稲妻撃。霊脈は無情にしておしまう。大盛り。それを要件。
Stab the ground, move in. Oops. That's fine. It's just the first Shadow Blade, so it's not gonna hurt since it can't collide with another one. By the way, back before I got on my ADHD medication, this fight was just impossible. Because I could not, like, note the motion attack. This blade! Way on the other side! Aw, crap. It's fine. Oh, it's oh no, it's not up here. Carry it away! Okay. It's this part. Ah, you frick. Didn't actually hit him because he was still invulnerable. I might level up either after this fight or at the end of the raid. I'll hit level 74! Why are you taking the stack marker away? I think this is the... No, it's not. I think this is the one where it does the opposite, but no, it did not. This is the one where it does the opposite. It didn't matter, because we're good. Balance break! The English version is balance asunder, but you know. I prefer balance break over now the scales will tip. I don't know, I just like the whole, you know, the enemies shout out the attack thing. Like, I don't get why That needs to be changed.
無駄だ。
I mean, I get it. It's not the American way of doing it. If there's one thing that America will pride themselves on, it is literally avoiding doing anything the way that any other country does. Regardless of how stupid that is.
逃がすとでも。
And these 3 people.
天の願いを胸に刻んで神道滅却。
Oh, he's going that way, so we're fine.
爆
We're
裂。
perfectly fine where we are. It's pretty much one alliance has to run away. He hits 3 spaces. Lensing strike. Heal check.
身の盾なるは心
Gotta heal to max. Okay.
油断大敵。
Things did not look like they were going well for us there. One person a shot. Don't let the tank get it. The tank receives a debuff that, like, kills them if they get hit by that, basically. And so you have to keep, you know, throwing the tether around, but, like, away from the tank. You have to trade it between DPS. That's what we're looking for. Trade tether between DPS. Generally not a good idea to let the healer get it either, because, I mean, they might get obliterated by it too. Ow! We did great. We missed every single mech. Or rather, we failed every single mechanic. Clearly, I am not the only, like, character labeled as a sprout today. Woo!
Nanji wa waga ken to reizoku no mono ka, sore tomo chi o hau hiriki naru mono ka.
Look at all that aura sight.
誰でも構わぬ足元の石を汝に与えよう。汝の望みをその石が叶えようぞ。その石を手にしたらこの煉獄から立ち去るがよい。我が栄意を邪魔する者なかれ。
There she is. The ether grows thick. She whom we seek must lie beyond the threshold. Mustn't fear her. You mustn't fear her. Leave that to me, Kimbo! There she is. Ultima. The High Seraph. Look at all this aura sight, though.
Crystalline jail is sealed up. Oh, crap. I was trying to hit Harp and accidentally did not hit Harp. Because usually my AoE, my range skill for melee is on 1. So, wanna be over here? Summon darkness! I love that line. Just the way that she says it in the Japanese is great. O darkest of vessels, you are my sword, you are my ring. It's frickin' Femfrit! Remember Femfrit? It's Belias! Time waits for no one. Oh crap! Okay, we got it. I moved from the slowest clock to the fastest clock. Funny enough, this was the fight where I learned. Wasn't the freaking fight with Belias, it was this one. Maintain order. One must first have control. Okay, yeah, they're going that way. Level check. I meant to type survival check incoming, but by the time I got to it, it was here. But yeah, survival check. Again, you just gotta survive. Oh crap. Okay, running through the current is preferable to getting cleaved. Because the cleave is a guaranteed kill. So. Doors down in C. Hey, killer down. It's time to end this. She weaves her foul magics. And we can shield you from your doom. To me, heroes, to me! And a bunch of people just died because they were not in a circle. Oh, apparently I died? Huh? Oh, because of the tick damage, I must not have had enough HP. 2 down. And then the whole alliance. Is it over? Cool. I totally didn't even realize that she even did the damage check. Such fury! Ugh. Where's my cursor? Thank you. Now is not the time to stay our blade. Thank you, Ramza. Children of Heidelin, make it swift. You are her only hope.
So many people dead again.
我がアルティメットなりファイヤを忍ぶと漆黒の暗渠より悪鬼を招かんサボンダークネス
Eastward march.
我に廃棄せよ
Now watch the arrows.
我を恐れよ
And cross. Oh boy. Okay. So way back there.
我に廃棄せよ
Right up here. Okay. Over here. Heal LB3 would be nice if, you know, our freaking healer could, if any healer could get up. Oh, it's gone now. Boy, Alliance C, we're having so many issues. Everybody's saying, healer LB3, healer LB3. Oh, there's no point to LB3 with the healer when only one person needs the res, but it's fine. When you have dice, stop moving. If you're in combat and dealing damage, put the weapon away, because auto attacks count as movement. Oh god, we may actually see phase 3. We're technically in phase 3. Got it. Phase 3 is just where everything she's done so far hits us all at once. Got it. GG.
我はイバリースの神にして非力なる者どもの母ぞ。なぜ我が呼びに開拓されねばならぬ。
Sayonara. And hey, look, a little bit of that Shadowbringers technology with the light. Time to need roll everything. I swear, if I get ultimate perfection on freaking Rin, I'm gonna be upset. 93 Ultimate Perfection. And I still don't have it on cast. But I might get it on Rin the first run. That would be ridiculous, dude. Oh my god. Yep. 90 freaking 3. Ultimate Perfection. Oh, good lord. I can freaking roll it on stupid. I can roll it on Rin, but I can't roll it on Cassandra, of course. I hate everything. He's awake, Kupo, but is it truly him? Thank you. Thank you all for coming to my aid. No problem. I did not remember that Ramza had gotten captured. I thought we had literally come here for Alma. Hello, Ramza. You have my thanks, noble warrior of light. You have achieved what I could not. And you, bearer of my blood and the blood of House Durai, thank you for seeing my final wish fulfilled. There they are. Sid, Musadio, and Avelia, I think. My sacrifice has finally been given meaning. Or whoever the knight was. Hey, everybody from Ivalice. Now, my friends, let us retire to Mother Heidelin's bosom, that we may finally rest. I'm sure this is a great moment for anybody who has played Final Fantasy Tactics, because it's everybody from it. Except maybe Durai. There was Sid, though. He's the one in the cloak. Farewell. You are the true heroes of this story. Wait! Oh, hey! Delita, how I have missed you, old friend. Forgive me, Ramza. You deserved better than what history gave you. I could have done more. I am truly sorry. Oh, there they are. These countless centuries did I long for the day that we might meet once again. Now that time has finally come. Heidelin beckons us both. Aw. I just have something in the in my eye. It's all this light ether around us. You know, Ramza probably says something like that. Seriously, why was Rabanaster so hard to get into? But everything else was so easy. I'm so sorry, Ramza. Alma, I convinced myself my research was the most important thing in my life. All the while you two were standing before me. You find it in your hearts to forgive your father? It is all right. We are still here, are we not? And we triumphed. We proved your theory true. Ivalice existed. Ramza existed. And Oren Durai was not a heretic, but a hero. Now all that remains is to tell the world. No, my son. We needn't burden ourselves further. But, Father, cannot allow our ancestors' name to remain. And we will not. It's simply not in the manner you think. Shall be adding a final act to the Zodiac Brave story, telling of how Ramza, the forgotten hero, and his chronicler Oran Durai smote the Angel of Blood and saved Ivalice from an age of darkness, before quietly embarking on a final journey that would take them far beyond the horizon. And of course, I shall not leave out those nameless heroes who fought alongside Ramza, without whom the young noble would have surely perished. Is that what you truly want, Father? For the story to end? It will only end on the stage, my dear, and live on in the hearts of the crowd. King Delita and Orin envisioned the Virgo as a beacon which would lead future generations to the truth about the founding of their kingdom. They were right. Just as the pendants guided us, now we shall guide the masses through our play. And now you see, my son. I will offer you my thanks again, Ren. The thanks are not nearly enough to express my gratitude for all you have given us. Perhaps, after I complete the Zodiac Brave story, I shall pen a tale about the legendary warrior and her adventures across the three great continents. Then you'll have to have your work cut out for you, my friend. Ren has enough battles under her belt to fill at least 3 tomes, if not 4. I mean, yeah, at this point, it's 3. You know, if we're counting ARR, Heaven's Word, and Stormblood, all as different books. Would you stop doing that, Sid? And her tale is far from over, isn't it? It's true, we still got at least 3 more books to go. Probably at least 4, because it's definitely going to be an 8.0. And look at that. Alma's playing Alma, and Ramza's playing Ramza. What a shock. Alright, it's our final dress rehearsal for the night. Make it count. Positions, everyone. Yes, Principal. Lights. Music. There'll be no more mistakes from you two, am I clear? Mother crystal clear, Kupo. They're going to perform the new final act.
Begin.
Whatever will we do? Judge Brenda's heretics. Her home awaits us in Ivalice.
Shall embark on a journey together.
Together?
Together. The crystal's call has been answered and evil vanquished from the land. We are now free to soar like the griffin.
Free? But how?
By casting off our noble names and forging a new path, one not bound by fate. And on that path we shall meet new friends, make a new family. And unto them we shall entrust the true tale of our deeds, that they may carry on our legacy for all eternity.
Sword in hand, a warrior clutches stone to breast.
In sword etched he his fading memories.
In stone he tempered his skill.
By sword attested, by stone revealed. Their tale can now be told.
Really should have had voice acting, I'm just saying. Bravo! Bravo! You both were wonderful.
I'm inclined to agree with the Lady Murilla's sentiments, but there's always room for improvement. Back to your positions, everyone. Again from the top.
Again? Enough of this. I promised a starring role, Kupo. It's in my contract.
Oh, hush, brother. Poor Genomus had us back to polishing boot buckles again. Has us, rather. Meanwhile, I never laugh at anything. I just smile. Meanwhile, in the clockwork city of Gog. Garleans? Garleans indeed. Well, Noah von Gabrant. Has this person ever showed up since? Sir, further research will be required to reach a positive conclusion. The preliminary test shows the technology utilized here by striking similarities to our own. Excellent. Let the Eorzeans play with their baubles. True power lies within these very walls. Have we ever seen this guy again since? It appears our ancestors were as cunning as they were ruthless. Because, you know, he's got the mask on. A weapon powerful enough to carve a gateway to the land's very core. very core. His radiance will be eager to test this Tartarus, wouldn't you all agree?
Oh, he's still alive. We did only get him down to 95% after all. So it does make sense. And with that, let's go ahead and exit the shuttle. Back to the airship landing. So that we can exit the airship landing. Back to Kugane. So that we can talk to Leader Murilla. Well, what's that adventure in? Sad to think we must soon part ways with all we've been through these past few moons. Satisfied with the city's unwillingness to turn him over to the Garleans, Genomus has decided to purchase a permanent berth above Kugane for the Prima Vista. Supposedly, he has already received petitions from hundreds of Geico and Gainin to join the company. And then there's the matter of my assignment. Feel delighted to learn that I am almost finished. What? How do you expect me to write an expose when off battling forces of evil from beyond the void? Don't you worry though, a few more weeks and I'll have a draft. I'll write an outline. Till then, I'll stay here in Kugane a while. At the Raven's expense, of course. Farewell. On the theme and staff credits. And with that, oops, I was gonna send that to Cassandra. Oh well. I'll have chances to get it another time. But yeah, with that, that is the full Return to Ivalice storyline. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe. You can check the playlist. Wait, no, there's... I don't know. Is there a playlist? Oh, wait a minute. This is freaking... This isn't a series. There's other Final Fantasy 14 stuff on the channel. I'll probably link to something. But anyway, whatever. Feel free to come out twitch.tv/SereneInc, where I usually stream live, but I thought this was going to be a quick something I could record on a non-stream day, and it ended up taking several days to do this. So, if I had known that, I would have just streamed it or something. Oh well. In either case, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!